Hi, my name is Stephanie Bates Jones, and I'm going to do an assessment of the cranial nerves. And the first thing that I'm going to do is we're going to list the cranial nerves. So number one is the olfactory, number two is the optic, number three is the oculomotor, number four is the trochlear, number five is the abducens, number six is the trigeminal. Then we have the facial for number seven, number eight is acoustic, number nine is glossopharyngeal. 10 is the vagus, 11 is the spinal accessory, and 12 is the hypoglossal. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to find the level of consciousness of our patient. So I'm going to ask him, can you please tell me what your name is?
Terry Jones.
And can you tell me what time of day it is?
Nighttime.
And can you tell me where you are?
I'm at home.
So the patient is alert to time, person, time, and place, and so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do a physical assessment to see if there's any outward signs of neuro damage. And as we see, there's no shunts. We don't have any facial paralysis or any other outward signs of physical neuro damage. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to test our olfactory nerve, and that's going to be our sense of smell. So I'm going to ask our patient to cover one nostril and close his eyes. And if you can please tell me what you smell.
Coffee.
And so if you'll do the opposite nostril, please.
Coffee.
Very good. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to check for nerves number 2, 4, and 6. And what I'm going to ask you to do is if you'll read the chart over here, please, and tell me if you'll close one eye and then read the chart and tell me what you see, the letters that you see.
A, B, D, E.
And if you'll close the other eye and do the same.
A, B, D, E.
Very good. So the next thing that we're going to do, we are going to use the pen light and we are going to check for your oculomotor nerve and see if you are reactive and your pupils are equal and reactive to light. So if you look for me, please. And pupils are equal and reactive to light. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to check for the peripheral vision, and we're going to, if you will please tell me when you see my fingers from the side.
I see your fingers. See your fingers.
Very good. And so the next thing that we're going to do, we are going to check for our trigeminal nerve. So if you'll tell me when you can feel the Kleenex on your face.
I don't feel it. I don't feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I don't feel it. I don't feel it. I feel it.
Very good. So the next thing we're going to do is check for nerve number 7, the cranial nerve. And if you will raise your brow for me, and if you will close your eyes tightly, and I'm going to try to open your eyes if you'll resist, please. Very good. And then I'm also going to ask you if you will frown, smile, show your teeth. Very good. And puff out your cheeks. Very good. So the next thing that we're going to do, we are going to check for our acoustic nerve, which is number 8. And I'm going to ask if you will let me know whenever you hear, or if you hear the rustling of my fingers.
I hear it. I hear it.
And then if you will also tell me if you can hear my whisper.
I hear it. I hear it.
Very good. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to check for the gag reflex, which is the gasopharyngeal nerve, 9 and 10. So if you will stick out your tongue for me and open up wide and say, ah. Okay, very good. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to check for the spinal nerve. So if you will shrug your shoulders for me, and I'm going to press against them, and if you'll resist, please. Very good. And we're going to do the same with your head. If you'll turn to one side for me, and I'm going to resist. Very good. Very good. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to check for nerve 12, which is the hypoglossal. And if you will stick your tongue out for me. And flat on your, can you do it flat, please? Very good. Now we're going to check for our deep tendon reflexes. And we're going to check for the biceps, the triceps, the knees, as well as the ankles. So if you will lay your arm out for me and relax. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Now the knees. Very good. Very good. And then the ankles. And if you will wiggle your toes for me. Very good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to ask you to place your hand on your knees. And if you will, at one at a time, if you will turn your hand over, back and forth for me. Very good. Next. Very good. The next thing I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to touch your finger with your index finger, your fingers with your thumb. One hand at a time, please. Can you do it a little higher, please? Very good. Okay, and if you can rub your heels against your shins, please. I'm going to lower the... Okay. Very good. Okay, then I'm going to ask you, if you will, to walk in a straight line for me. And then on the way back, if you are, that's fine, you can go back, and then if you'll walk again in a straight line for me on your toes. Very good. If you'll sit again, please. We're going to test you for pain, temperature, light touch. If you will tell me if this is painful, or if it's a light touch.
Yes.
Painful or a light touch?
Painful. Painful. Light touch.
And if you'll tell me if this is hot or cold.
Cold.
Very good. And if this were a tuning fork, we'd have a vibration, but can you tell me if you feel the vibration?
Yes.
Very good. And one more thing that we need to do that we failed to do is, if you will follow my fingers, and we're going to check for your trochlear and your otis nerve. If you will follow my finger with your eyes and then touch my finger with your index finger. Oh, I'm sorry, if you'll just, your eyes. Very good. And that concludes my assessment. Thank you very much.